How to fix your bad habits the easy way. One of the worst habits I had was spending hours and hours on Facebook. Maybe you can relate, but I was super addicted to Facebook. I liked the platform because it was one of the best ways to follow friends, but also to watch content that makes you laugh or that motivates you. But the main reason why I spent so much time on the platform wasn't because of those reasons. It was because I was just addicted to scrolling through the content. This Facebook newsfeed, it's designed to put you in some sort of a trance. The more time you spend on the platform, the more money they make from advertisers on Facebook. And whatever they were doing, their strategy is working really good. I was spending way too much time there. Before I knew it, I was spending every day, maybe 1, sometimes 2, 3, or even more hours just on this one platform, every damn day. I was just endless scrolling down and down and down, watching pointless posts and consumed way too much content. It wasn't good for me. It happened often when I was tired or when I was laying in bed. Because of this, sometimes I was very sleep deprived. Anyway, Facebook was definitely a bad habit that I wanted to get rid of. Only after I discovered the world of personal development did I realize that I had to get rid of all these bad habits. But I didn't want to delete my Facebook account. I wasn't ready to throw away all of my own content that I posted for years, and I wanted to stay in touch with friends too. It was that moment that I realized that I needed to change the environment within Facebook. I will explain in a second what I mean by that. I decided to download a plugin that's called Newsfeed Eradicator. As the name suggests, it gets rid of your newsfeed. After I installed the plugin, I noticed a big change. I went from spending 2 to 3 hours a day on Facebook to spending less than 10 minutes per day. It took me only 5 minutes to install the plugin, and I had no cravings for Facebook content or something like that. It looked like the Facebook newsfeed just never existed. What I learned from that experience was that how powerful changing your environment can be. In fact, it's without a doubt the easiest way to change your habits. But you will want to pay close attention to 2 things when you are changing the environment. Number 1, you want to increase and decrease certain cues in your environment. I believe that every habit begins with a cue. This is what starts the whole process. In the case of my Facebook habit, the cue of the newsfeed. Just seeing this Facebook newsfeed made me want to scroll and consume the content. So by getting rid of this cue completely, it became almost impossible for my bad habit to even begin. I basically forgot about the Facebook newsfeed. On the other hand, you should increase the cues for good habits in your life. A couple of months ago, I moved into a new office and had decided to install a pull-up bar under one of the main doors, and just by having that bar there, I found myself doing an additional 10 to 20 pull-ups a day without even thinking about it. Just because every time I walked under the door, I was confronted with the cue for my pull-up habit, which is being under a pull-up bar. The second thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to changing your environment is you want to make it harder to follow through with your bad habits and easier to follow through with your good habits. What I mean by this is that there are certain habits with cues unavoidable. For example, if you're a bit overweight and part of it is because you snack on junk food a lot, this is really hard to fix. Looking at this habit, you can't really get rid of the cue here because the cue is hunger. But what you can do is to throw out all the junk food in your house and then stock your fridge up with a bunch of healthy alternatives. So when you do feel this hungry, which is inevitable, it becomes extremely hard for you to snack on the junk food. So you would have to get dressed to go to the store, buy it and come back home, which would probably take at least 10 or maybe 20 minutes. By changing your environment like this, you have made it harder to stick to your bad habit and much easier to stick to your good habit. Or let's say you want to make going to the gym into a habit. One of the biggest factors that will determine whether or not you will actually go to the gym consistently is how far away your gym is. If it takes you an hour just to get to the gym, chances are that you're going to end up skipping out is quite often. The easier it is for you to actually go to the gym, a packed gym bag means that you're going to the gym. There's one more trick that has actually worked extremely well for me, which is wearing your gym clothes to sleep. This actually builds off an old habit of yours from your past, which is gym classes, back when you were in elementary or high school. Every time you wear gym clothes in school, you end up doing some sort of fitness-related activity, and you did this for years. Over the years, this has become a habit. So when you wake up wearing your gym clothes, you unconsciously expect yourself to work out, so that serves as a cue as well. Remember, if you want to change your life, then you need to carefully look at the environment around you and ask yourself this. Am I in an environment that promotes my good habits or my bad ones? Other words, am I setting myself up for success? And what changes can I make to my environment that will benefit me, that would make it much more likely for me to stick to my old habits? And what changes can I make to my environment that would benefit me, that would make it much more likely for me to stick to my good habits and stop doing my bad ones? So these were my tips on how to fix your bad habits the easy way. I would love to hear about what you guys come up with in the comments to fix your bad habits and what has worked for you and what didn't. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.